But that's the thing. It's like one thing that like I feel like we all undermine. It's like when it comes to like identity and action. For example, there's a difference between me saying, "Oh, I paint and I am a painter." I know someone's watching me like, "Girl, what are you talking about?" It's not finished, okay? It's just an example. Give me time. There's a difference between me like, "Oh, I train and I'm an athlete." Like I work out, or I'm the type of person that works out, goes to the gym. I am cooking. I am a cook. I am a chef. And you're like, Maria, what the heck are you talking about? Like, that's like a lie. Like, where you like professional? Like, that's the profession where you like bringing it up right now. Like, because I mean, it doesn't hurt anyone, and it's more fun. It becomes more skillful when you put more passion into something when you assign it as one of your identities. Like when you're writing, you're not a person that just like if you don't think of yourself just like, oh, I'm writing. I'm a writer. When I'm painting, I'm an artist. When I'm baking, I'm a baker. I just made cupcakes today and they're so good. You know, like this is important. And I think it adds like fun to your life, but also like makes you better, makes you perform at those skills better. Because for example, like there's because like you can imagine, right? When you're training, you're doing like a workout passively versus when you're like, I am an athlete and I'm training for the Olympics and I'm really trying hard right now. It's like I don't know. It's like you put more passion into it. You assign it to your identity, so it makes you feel like it makes you want to put more effort. I would say. I don't know. Real Atomic Habits. That's the way that I got it. Yeah, because like I feel because that's what like makes you keep the habit longer as well when you associate yourself with like that those identities. Instead of being like, oh yeah, I paint sometimes. I haven't painted in like okay, not that long ago now, but like before that, like years. But I used to say like, yeah, I paint sometimes. But that's just been like, okay, yeah, I paint sometimes versus, yeah, I am like a painter. I'm an artist. What? Like it feels like what's the word? Like I'm like a scrub, like like I'm lying to you about like, oh, I'm an artist or what is this? But it's like like when you're like doing something, you can feel that. Like okay, I'm painting. I'm an artist. When I'm reading, I'm a reader. I don't know. I think it's a beautiful thing to think about. And like those things, like they don't have to be like attached to you permanently. Like I remember I can't really on like reference and days, but whatever. Like when I went on my title reading or whatever, like this girl said how like like whatever you're practicing like work. She was mentioning work that I'm gonna bring into this. Like it's just a costume that you like can take wear and like you know take out. You can put on and put out. Put out. I don't know. You know what I mean. Like you're not stuck in that thing. You're not stuck in that identity. And you shouldn't be stuck in that identity. And you shouldn't think of yourself as one thing. You shouldn't think of yourself as only an artist, only a baker, only an athlete. It's like you're so much more than that. Because obviously like these things like they're nice, but they're just practices. And it was just like when you're defining human like I don't know identity and life and all that, it's so much more profound than just I am this and I am that, and like I'm doing this, that means I am this. But that's the thing, it's just you as a human being, you're profound, right? You're experiencing life in this brand new way, awesome way, and your time here is limited. But you get to experience life, you get to try new things, you get to try to make things better, you get to try to express yourself, to create things, to learn, to make mistakes, to create something new, to absorb knowledge, to absorb creativity, to consume art, and to consume knowledge and etc etc. And I think that that's also very important to mention because I feel like sometimes we get caught up with like our own identities. Even like I was like, for example, I always had the identity of like, oh, I'm a woman STEM. And like when it came time to like, degrees and stuff, I'm thinking of like changing my degree, but I feel like I'm like a fraud and I'm like lying if I change it because like my identity says this and I've been like, and then I'm changing and it's just feels like a fraud. But that's the thing, it's like it's not. Like I'm allowed to like change. And like I am like part of me, part of my identity is like that, like a woman's now, whatever, like scientist or sciencey or like. And another side is more artsy. And the science might be more like, I don't know, finance, business savvy or something. And like all of these things can coexist together, you know? I don't have to choose one specific identity. I don't have to be like, I am a painter, I'm gonna be painter for the rest of my life. Yes. No. You can just, you can be a painter, you can be an engineer, you can be an astronaut, you can be a singer, a writer, an athlete, a lawyer, a musician, a whatever, a crochet, a knitter, yeah. There's so much more, and you can all be all those things simultaneously in a way, you know? Maybe not at the exact same time, right? Because I can all paint and crochet and study at the same time, right? But like within one day, I can do all those activities, and I can like adopt those identities, you know? And like don't be shy to do that, because I feel like in this world we think of ourselves like that we're only allowed to be one thing now because we're so big on specialization and all that. But like I think we all know like that one slang that goes let's go sorry, I'm very tired. Master of none, you know, cards of all. I have to Google it and I can't because I'm failing. Whatever. What I'm talking about is like specialization versus like diverse skills, you know. For example, we live in a society where it's like more useful, like not useful in non-society, but like we think of our system and our local worlds and the modern world for sort of country-wise. We're not gonna dive into the second and third. A specialization is like the main focus, right? Like it's more important for you to let's be like know absolutely everything about how to fix, let's say, wisdom teeth, right? Like remove wisdom teeth, and it is to like fix every single one, like specifically. I don't know what's a very bad example. Let me change it. Fix like, okay, you know what? Like I know this from like neuroscience. So like very specific neurosurgeries, right? Like it's more beneficial for someone to be like very skillful and one specific neurosurgery department, you know, like when you're treating like let's say like prefrontal cortex or whatever, then like all of it, let's say, you know. And like, Maria, why are you bringing this up right now? You're right. I don't know. Because that's like true, okay? And like there is a need for that. There is a need for people to be specialized and to be able to do certain things, and there are not that many people who can be absolutely incredible. And for like they can, but they're just not it. They're just limited, okay? There's like limited amount of people that have like doctorates and they can actually perform like a specific surgery, let's say on the prefrontal, you know, cortex or whatever, right? Because not everyone has the skill set or like will is actually willing to do that because it's like dangerous or whatever, right? Um, and I was like, this like specialization is still necessary in no society and for you to run, but like don't close your eyes to like being skillful in many areas and like obviously having soft skills. And like the term soft skills, like soft skills are so important because like you can be the most like educated person in the world. I believe in that like sentence in itself, but like you can have so much knowledge, but if you're not able to clearly transmit knowledge, right? And clearly make yourself understood to other people, you're gonna have a serious problem, right? Because like I remember watching this video, my first like I don't know like sociology class, marketing class, I don't even know where it was, of this guy who was basically like a climate climate change scientist, climatologist, okay, and like this video portrayed this scientist being like speaking like this. Oh yeah, the Earth is gonna die in like 2050, and there's no way of going back, and blah blah blah, you know, and like not making it like you're not transmitting that knowledge. You're not making us feel like it's urgent, you know. And there was this other guy who was like had like the soft skill of like being able to speak and communicate clearly, you know, and have charisma and all that. And like it's just I know you're like more climate change charisma because like being able to like make your point, you know, in whatever sector, science like climate, you know, because we talked about it. You know, instead of like having like even your voice patterns, sort of like having your voice tone for you to be like this, and for it to not be changing and to not have any variation, for you to be pronouncing everything normally, and for you to just be yapping like this. No one's gonna understand you. No one's gonna understand you. Especially like if you're just like barely moving as well and you're just like no one's gonna understand you. You have to be expressive. You have to be creative. You have to change your tone, go up, go down, you know, put emphasis on certain words and move your body, move your arms, move, just like be open, have an open body language, you know. That's like that, those are all things that can make you more like trans for you can make you transfer knowledge better, let's say. Okay, and you're like, okay, blah blah blah. You know how like I mentioned this example of how like people in the past were like, we're also great scientists, we're also like artists, and even more than that, you know, because it's true, you know. Like I think it's just how like nowadays we like limit ourselves to like one thing, like I'm only good at this one thing and that's it. Not true. Have you tried like doing something else? Like obviously like you might not be like an Olympic athlete, let's say, in figure skating when you like start training at like 25, I don't know, but like, you know, it could still be fine, you could still be really good, and you could like still like, you know, I don't know, with like some award I guess or something. And then you know what, like why not? Maybe you could. Why don't you like try and push like the limits of humanity and do fun stuff and live your life? You're gonna die one day and you don't know when that is. Might as well live, right? And might as well explore, might as well try new things, might as well think of yourself as a multifaceted person. Oh my god, I speak so fast. I'm literally like, I mean, yes. Okay. Yeah, like thinking of yourself as a multifaceted being, because you are. Because like all of us are, but we think that we're the ones that feel this way. We're the only ones that think that like I'm the only one that like wants to do everything, and because like you know like the fig tree like analogy of like Sylvia Plath, right? And if you don't, search it up. Like leave your summary is basically this fig tree and all the possibilities of how one's life can turn out. You know, like oh, a scientist or an astronaut, archaeologist, politician, blah blah blah, you know. And like, oh my god, I'm only forced to choose one or whatever. Like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. You think you are, but you're not. And actually, with like how the world is currently going, what I've noticed is that like the people who find more success is when they have like a blend of skills, right? Like for example, I saw some videos of like this girl who was like able to obviously like who was a great artist. She would like create beautiful art, whatever. But she could also code, and she could also edit videos. And with all the three combos, she just made like a very cool YouTube channel and gained like subscribers, views, and comments, whatever. But she just like created something cool, to be honest with you, because I watched the video and like subscribed too because I liked it and I loved it. Like I was like, wow. And like, you know, when you're watching videos like that, you don't think about like the person, how like the person actually has the skill of like editing and stuff and like setting things up, right? This is not that now, not yet, okay? And yeah, it's because like even like with anything, when you see someone like make any video about anything else, right? Like let's say like politics, commentary, for gaming or whatever, or like anything else, like or like even like knitting and crochet and makeup, like they also have like a skill of like camera, lighting, editing, you know, and other things, analytics and Google Trends and blah blah blah, you know, that you don't really get to see. But like that's the thing now. It's like in order to like be uniquely you and have a unique type of like success in whatever area you want, having like a blend of diverse and like unique skills really puts you out there in a way, you know? Where like when you combine all of your skill sets, you can create something wonderful and so unique to you, you know? Because like how many people like let's say like from like this girl that I gave you the example, how many people can generally like code a game, make the art for the game, film themselves while making the game and the art, and edit that video, and make up the thumbnail and the description and whatever else, you know, and come up with the idea of everything. Not that many, you know, and that's why there's like a limited supply for this thing. And I feel like there's this new thing when it comes on with like supply and demand, but like when you mix something and it becomes so unique, um, you know, it's like it's harder to replicate, you know, and that creates like this weird demand in a way, you know, because it's like harder to replicate. Because like for example, like you know, I watched this video, like random, like short, I don't even know, short video, YouTube short, of this woman being like, I don't want to be noise. There's so many people like making noise, you know, just posting whatever, copying each other, same trend over and over and again, done by millions of people. Which okay, like some are fun, you know, like you can do for fun and stuff. But like when people are posting the same type of thing and they're just stealing and copying each other, it's not like, it's literally noise. It's just noise. It's not creativity. It's not creatively fulfilling. It doesn't add much to society. It doesn't really help you or anyone else, really. I guess maybe it could help with whoever like started the trend and like the song or whatever. But like, you know what I mean? Like, do we really need like 2 million people doing the same TikTok dance? Not really, not really, and it does add noise, you know. Versus like actually like combining your skills and doing something unique that no one else is doing, you know, like honestly, you know what? There's so many like types of videos and niches out there where like, and you know, I remember like that. I remember telling like my that about how like there's a market for like anything, you know, like you could film yourself staring at a wall and there's someone that's gonna watch it. So, like statistically, there's gonna be. It's kind of weird to think about, but it's true. Like if you do the math, there's gonna be a probability of like finding like maybe not like instantly, but at some point you are gonna find your target audience for whatever type specific video you're gonna make, you know. And I was like, I think it's just so cool because like even though I was like trying to learn how to like sew or like which like sewing machine to buy or like crochet and whatever, it's like I was entering this whole new like world niche, um, like people and creators who like make content just cater to that, and you can get so much knowledge from that, you know. And yeah, I think it's just it's nice when you like especially also break from like the mainstream, let's say. Yeah, because like I feel like for the longest time I feel like we've all been consuming content based on like what everyone else is consuming. Maybe I don't know. Like personally, like growing up on YouTube, like in the beginning, I feel like it was like that. Like in 2017, like oh Jake Paul, Logan Paul, James Charles, Shane Dawson, and then you know they're all basically canceled now. You know, and then like I became more unique with my taste, and now I still am. With like the YouTubers that I watch. But like now I feel like I took a step back from YouTube because I'm watching the Vampire Diaries, and that's probably why I have not actually made a video for you for some time now. I'm enjoying watching the Vampire Diaries. I'm on season 2 now. The season is so long. I've never finished Vampire Diaries. I remember I started it like in 2018 and I got to like season 5 and then I switched to the originals because I was like, because it was like, I don't know, like crossover episodes and I felt like I had to watch the other show to like make sense and blah blah. But yeah, anyways, I'm Team Damon, Team Delena, okay? um, so yeah, I don't, what am I, yeah, like, having like creating uniquely content that's just catered to you. Because I remember there's this other YouTuber that I watched that like I just clicked on her video and like when she was posting she wasn't that big. But I remember how like her thumbnails just look like art and her videos kind of look like art in reality, and she talks about such profound things, and it is like having like a therapy like session or just like conversation that's actually deep and profound and not superficial and up the surface, you know. And like I don't think it was a niche for that, but like I enjoy watching it, and so many other people like enjoy watching it, you know. And that's why like I think one of like the biggest like things when it comes to YouTube or like even other like I'm gonna you need to they're like oh choose a niche or whatever, like you know whatever, because like even when it comes to like real life, let's say when it's like oh choose a major, choose a career, you know. Oh okay, like yeah, but you yeah, of course like I think you get what I'm going with that in a way, you know, where like you don't really have to choose a niche, you can just explore and try things and be you. I think I don't know, depends. I don't know. Or like you can just experiment. Obviously, like blah blah blah. I'm talking a lot and like, cause like I know like analytic wise, like it's not good to like switch niches, especially when you've built an audience and all that. But it did work for like Blood Gelatis, which is nice. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is I don't know. Just be you, create stuff. Don't overthink it. Don't like over explain it. Don't overanalyze it. just learn stuff. Don't overcomplicate. Don't overanalyze it. You know, medicine, business, whatever, finance, or you know, like that's the thing is, like, it's funny because I feel like there's like I don't know what to tell you because I think many people complain about how like the education system is set up or in a way where like there are many like one argument I never really liked is how like we they teach us these things and we're like, why do I need to know the mitochondria is like the powerhouse of the cell? Well, you know, because like okay, maybe you don't want to know that, but like someone else in that class is getting introduced to biology and might love it and might think it's so interesting and might want to follow along with the biology. And that's why for this person, the fact that the mitochondria is the power source is very important, and for them to like learn that. Plus, it's also like basic knowledge and like things can be truant, Like I feel like look, on one hand, I feel like school tapes and then they like the way it's set up definitely holds you back, traditional school and all that. From like basically like because like even for me, like I know for a fact that like I was a very fast learner and I still am a very fast learner. But like I feel like school was slowing me down in a way. Because it's kind of funny. Because like, for example, I remember being in third grade. And I remember finishing the book of third grade and moving to the fourth grade one for math. And I finished the fourth grade one and I moved on to fifth grade. Also, keep in mind, I had a lot of absences and I barely used to go to school because I like to sleep. And I would also get sick a lot. So yeah, I have some health issues. And like I don't know, cause like, and because and I just always thought to myself, and later when I grew up and stuff, like I always felt like school was like slowing me down and holding me back, and how I could finish like whatever I was doing, learning way faster, but I just couldn't because I didn't have the option of doing that. So I would just like sit there and just ignore or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, whatever, And like for example, like I want to bring up Billie Eilish for example, because Billie Eilish, like I know Billie Eilish is like 1 in a million, right? But the fact that she was homeschooled and she had the opportunity to solely focus on music and become a master in that. And I feel like this thing where like I feel like we all have something that draws us in that we just get really good at without even thinking, Um, you know, and like sometimes when like we are given the time to just focus on that one thing and just work, put our hours in, do our creations, become so good. But that's the thing where like because like experimenting and like figuring things out and like exploring and learning a bit about everything is very important, right? But it's so very important when like something like snaps and you're like, wow, this thing is very interesting. So let that kid just like go all in on that thing, let that person go all in on that thing. But like that's the thing where like for most of us that thing will like poop this poop poof, this thing is so interesting, I want to go all in and learn everything about this thing. Happens when we're like kids, and younger. As we grow older, like people postpone it and they're like, you're gonna learn this later, you're gonna learn this later, or you're gonna learn this later, or like in university you're like blah blah blah, and you postpone it and you don't actually get to dive in deeply onto the thing that you actually wanted. For example, I loved physics. Even before I even did physics, I was excited to do physics, right? And like I remember just being like it's couldn't wait to like do like all the fun chapters in physics, and like those ones are like always like in your last year of school. And by the time I got there, I was bored. It's like the excitement faded out. It's been 5 years. I wanted to learn this 5 years ago, And obviously, like now with like the internet, you have access to blah blah blah, and you can do your own research and stuff. But like, what's stopping you? What's stopping you? And I feel like there's a lot of things that's stopping all of us. Maybe like being trained, maybe like other responsibilities, work, blah blah, stress, World War III, or a lot of things going on in this year. But yeah, like if like by the time we like something like clicks for us, we're going to the next thing. We have not like let ourselves just actually explore that thing that like sparked, that made us spark, let's say profoundly, like even with music. Let's say for example, like I like I personally grew up and I've always loved everything, and I've always like I like to think that like I can like grasp like the basics of most things very easily, the basics. Then like moving forward, I'm like kind of like, oh, I don't want to do it. And it's like could, you know, it's just kind of funny. Like when it comes to like language learning, I am very good at learning vocabulary. It's so easy for me to like memorize 10,000 like, random words. But when it comes to like language structure, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do it. You know, like it's easier for me to like be able to like name 100 things that are all around me, like 1 to 3 different languages, and actually like create sentences because like they're because the system is different, and I don't want to be bothered, especially if, like the system is long. But in reality, it's like it's not difficult. It's not because I remember like when I was like doing French, I was like I don't want to learn like the other like tenses, you know. And then like most people have like a harder time with like learning the vocabulary and other tenses. I'm like I had the like opposite. I don't know why, but like it's always been like a me thing, I guess. Anyways, looking forward to that. I guess like my message for like this video is to just give yourself time, go where like your childhood spark was, and just like explore things as well. And yeah, also I think this video was just me yapping about stuff that are like correlated and just speaking on like to like speed in real life. I speak so fast that like I'm not even breathing when I'm speaking. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, end of video. Thank you for watching. I'm starving. I'm gonna go watch Vampire Diaries now. Okay, kisses till next time.